All right, guys. Looks like I missed yesterday, didn't I? Huh? I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I gotta bring on my Instagram people. All right. All right, my Instagram people are almost in. I got my Facebook people going already. So y'all got to bear with me here. Back into my studio. All right. Well, I got 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I guess we can go ahead and pause that music real quick, and we can go ahead and get started. Hello, my name is Jay. I'm glad to be back with you. This is a Wednesday afternoon. I missed Tuesday. I was here on Monday, but sometimes, as you know, life gets into way. I'm sorry, it gets in the way. Okay, I need to welcome my people from TikTok because some kind of way I forgot about you on Monday when I did the show. So I truly apologize that I missed you. And you know, my topic is Monday. Those of you that don't know me, my name is Jay Early. I was a financial planner for 2 years in the industry, helped over 6,000 families. Could have helped a lot more families, except there was one small thing that was wrong. Okay. Uh, Folks didn't have any money. All right. So if you're a person that's concerned with what's going on in the United States of America right now with our dollars, all right, then this is the place you need to be every day at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we're going to be talking about the money that you're earning, the hidden money that you could be using inside of the money that you're earning. We're going to talk about overspending. We're going to talk about credit. We're going to talk about it all. Now, tomorrow on purpose, I'm going to come on late tomorrow, probably be about 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm going to be introducing my new school community. Okay, I've started a community on school, and I'm going to introduce that tomorrow, right? So just think about this. There's a lot of us out here struggling right now, paycheck to paycheck. In fact, if we talk about the United States of America alone, we're talking about 70% of over 271 million workers. 70% of 271 million workers are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, or you could say they're one paycheck away from disaster. And so I created this program here, just like I'm creating my school community, to discuss those situations and what we actually can do about it. All right. Because if the money's not right, then it can affect everything from even your marriage relationship to how your kids grow up. It's a reason for divorces. Good evening, Dr. Livingston. I see you. Okay. So, yes, money is a problem, right? So, that's what we're going to be talking about for the rest of 2026. And I pray that with my 32 years in the industry that I can shed some light on and actually help you to get with some of the professionals I have working behind me that can help you change things. Example, like your tax situation. They can help you clean up your credit if you got bad credit. You know, in America, if your credit is screwed up, if you're below 700, you have a problem in America. We're going to talk about everything from housing to job to financing a new car to financing a home. Okay, excuse me. As I mentioned, I have asthma. So sad to say you're going to see me do that from time to time. But let's get into today's. Now, again, write that down. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. For me, that's going to be like 11 o'clock at night, because most of you know I live in Germany, right? That's crazy. I live in Germany, but my community is in the United States of America. That's because I worked with American soldiers for over 32 years over here in the financial planning industry. And again, I was blessed to help 6,000. Could have been much more if we could have found some discretionary income in their household. But again, we couldn't find any. So let's go ahead and get started with today. The power of clarity. When we're talking about clarity, we're talking about clarity in your financial planning, all right? Or in your finances, more important. So, all right, this is the button that goes that way. So the power of clarity. It says you know where your money is going, no more uncertainty or vague worries. You know exactly what steps to take first. Clear direction means knowing you're no longer stuck. And let me stop there for a second because this is some of the things I found out when I was sitting in people's homes. Okay, sometime husband, wife, 2 kids. Sometime husband and wife with 4 kids. Right, and all these people were under the age of 30. They just joined the army or had been in for 4 or 5 years. And anyone knows anything about the military, and I'm sure this is just a picture of the population of the United States of America. Um, when you say people living paycheck to paycheck, normally it's a two-income household, even when you had kids. All right, and a lot of these people had never sit down and did a simple balance sheet. Okay, not a complicated one. You could take a plain sheet of paper, run a line down the middle of one side, you put incoming. That means the money you have coming into the household. And the other side, you put expenses. That's everything you pay from your electric to your gas to your telephone, everything you're paying on a monthly regular. All right, that those are your monthly bills. And then when you subtract the expenses from the income, you'll find something that we call discretionary income. Now, if there's no discretionary income there, then we have a serious problem. That means that we're not doing something right, that we don't have a handle on our money. And if we don't have a handle on our money, then, in this day's society, you're lost, especially with the high cost of everything in America going up because of a little word called tariffs. Now, tariffs, believe it or not, is just import tax. That's what a tariff is. It's an import tax. All right. So you cannot get ahead um, if you're being charged 15 to 20% extra on your goods because, take example, Walmart. Walmart had to pay an import tax, and then they turn around and they passed it on to you. Right? This is one of the reasons why prices are going up, just to give you an idea. But again, we're here to talk about your money today first. So the problem with confusion, most families don't lack effort in trying to get ahead financially. They lack a clear financial direction. Confusion creates stress, stalled progress. So again, if you don't know where your money's going, right, you're just spending until there's no more in the bank account, or you can't write another check, or your deposit card, when you go to ATM machine, says decline, then you have a serious problem. And you need to get a hold of your finances. Now, I know a lot of you are probably sounding like dad, and I'm trying to, because this is a serious problem in the United States of America. We have education on everything. Some things you don't need, algebra, geometry, right? But I can remember in school back then, we used to have home economics, which you can use, right? Don't get me wrong, okay? But on the other hand, there's no courses to tell you what to do with your finances. Once you get out and get that first job, everything that you do is pot luck. And as far as building up a legacy for the future, building up something that can be passed on to your family, it's not guesswork, it's planning. And if you can work with professionals, then I want you to do that. That's for sure. Okay, so here we go. What else we got? What clarity actually means: knowing your financial goals, having a clear plan to achieve them, being confident in your day-to-day money decision. Let me go back to number 2, having a clear plan to achieve them. Most of us, and I'm very sorry to say this, at least in the United States of America, we're living paycheck to paycheck. Whatever we got, that's where we're going. We don't, like in Europe, I'll give you a good example because I said I live in Germany. They plan for a vacation a year in advance over here. Not in the United States of America. I remember my pops vacation for him was taking 14 days off to fix the roof, okay, or paint the house, or something like that. And a vacation, well, that was going down to auntie's on the weekend, one state away. We lived in New Jersey, we drive to Maryland, something like that. That was vacation. All right. Here, vacations are planned, and I mean more than once a year. Most families over here take at least 2 vacations a year. So if they can do it in Europe, why can't they do it in the United States of America, which is the richest country in the world? Okay, it's a thing called planning. That's all it is, just planning. All right, where was that? Being confident in your day-to-day money decisions. I mentioned on one a bit of Monday. I was talking about this. I said I used to carry around a little in my jacket, suit jacket, sports jacket. I would tell families, take a little notebook about the size of my finger. Just put it in there with a pen. And every time you spend something, write it down what you're spending. Do that for 30 days and then go back and just add up what you've spent. And a lot of times when I had people do this in front of me, they would look at each other and they're actually saying, well, example, Mary and Bob. Mary would look at Bob and say, well, where's that money? Bob would look at Mary and say, well, where's that money? Nobody knows because they're using the ATM machine like it never stops. Or if they're writing, the old days they wrote checks. Today I can say using your ATM machine, um, or you just scan your card when you go in. They make it so easy for you to get in debt nowadays. Just walk into the store, you want to buy something, just scan your card. Don't need no dollars no more. Okay, it's all automatic. So putting you in debt, guess what? It's automatic. All right. The problem with confusion about your money, most families don't lack effort, they lack clear financial direction. When I say something about investing, most people will say, well, what about cryptocurrency? Who? Okay, I'm not a cryptocurrency fan. In my day, it was like mutual funds or the stock market. That was investing. And most people say stock market, oh, I don't have that kind of money. No. The thing about the stock market, anybody can invest in the stock market. The problem is you have to have enough money that when you make a decision, let's say to invest $500, that you can either gain or lose. So if you're going to lose that $500, or if there's a possibility, you have to ask yourself before you invest, can I afford to lose that $500? It's like going to Atlantic City or Vegas for the weekend. Normally, we'll budget out a certain amount of money for that trip. And if we actually blow it, so what? We just write it off as fun. That's all. It was fun. That's all it was. I lost $100. So what? It was fun, right? But when you're talking about your everyday expenses, you can't do that because you'll stay broke the rest of your life. All right, where at? They lack clear financial direction. Confusion creates stress and stall progress. If you look at the couple in that picture, I've visited a lot of homes where the couples were looking like this. And as you know, a lot of times finances can actually cause you to separate, right? I was fortunate. I had 2 sons, but I was raised with 3 sisters. And my father would tell my sisters when they talked about getting married, right, because they were older than me, he said, did you check that dude's bank account? I'm for real. Dad said, check their bank account, meaning make sure that they have money before you say I do, or make sure you're not walking into something and as soon as you say I do, that your bills, I'm sorry, his bills become your bills, or the other way around. Guys, same way around. Make sure your fiance that y'all have a financial talk before you say I do. That's another program. So let me move on. Okay. The first practical step: schedule a simple budget conversation this week. Ask, where are we right now? That means you and your partner sit down and you actually take and pull out all the bills, bank accounts, and everything, and actually sit there and say, let's take a look at where we're at today. And then we'll worry about where we're going tomorrow. Does that make sense to everyone? I know it does. All right. I'm loving this. All right. I think I got one more here if I'm not mistaken. This is the good one. It says, let's start a conversation. This is the unique thing about the work I do now. Because before I told you, I said, hey, I did financial advising for 30 years. In fact, last 15 years, I had an office. It was called the Financial Store. That means we did credit repair, we did taxes, we did your taxes. Uh, we even were able to help people get loans to get out of debt, right? We help people clear up their credit, which is very important. So we did a lot. Nowadays, I don't have to do that. I've got a group of professionals behind me that will do that for you. So if that's something you want to know more about, just message me. Okay. But again, I only work with American citizens. It's because um, that's my company. That's where it's based at. That's what it was designed for, to handle that 270 million working Americans out there that are actually 70% of them are living paycheck to paycheck, and that's not easy. But don't forget, tomorrow, uh, I won't be on at between 12 and well, yeah, between 12 noon or p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 1 p.m. I'm going to be on at 5 p.m. tomorrow because I want to introduce my new school, SKOOL community, to you and give you the name of it. And then you feel free to join. And hopefully, in the next 3 to 6 months, if you take advantage of some of the information that we're going to make available to you, that you can start changing your own financial situation around. All right, have I made sense to everyone? Hey, I kept this one short today, didn't I? I can't even see the time, how long I've been on. All right, oh, I see now, about 15 minutes. I don't know, TikTok might not like that. I'll try to make it longer on tomorrow. Okay, Thursday. I'll definitely try. By the way, in Germany, we're having a heat wave. We had 20 grad over here today. That's hot, believe me, for this time of year. I think they call it. I call it the Earth revolving. They call it climate change. So I'm not going to argue with those people. And I saw there's some comments. If I don't answer the comments while I'm on here, I will. Oh, hi, Jeanette Johnson. I see you. Okay. Hey, tomorrow. Oh, by the way, thank you. I try to give my best. Like I said, 32 years in the industry. I live and eat this. This is what I live for, is to help people who are younger than me, not to work 40 years and retire on 40% of the money that you earn on a regular basis, but to be able to actually build up a legacy, something that you can pass on. See, it has to start somewhere. So you have to ask yourself this question: are you the generation that's going to start it? Are you the one? Okay, you could be if you're working with professionals, and you'll take the time to get the information that you need. But then don't only get the information. Once you get the information, put it to work. That's what it's about. It's not just about having information. Information without action, it was just a waste. All right. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Uh, God bless. Always remember this: Jay loves you, so does that man upstairs. All right. And we're both cheering for your financial success. God bless. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I will definitely put up an ad before so you won't forget. All right. Bye now.